Good afternoon. My name is Tammy Ledford. I am one of the team leaders with the Driesinga Dream Team, and today I'm going to record for you the Zoom that did not record last night, and the topic today is getting bookings, scheduling appointments on your calendar. When I reached out to my team yesterday and asked them what topic they felt like they needed the most, this is what came up. And I know it's always a challenge when you're trying to schedule your parties or your beauty breaks. How do you go about getting people to say yes? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And the first thing that you need to think about is your attitude. Attitude reads even over the phone. So you've got to check your heart, check your attitude. Do you really believe that what you have to offer is something desirable that people want? And you know it is, but you just have to be fully convinced of that in your mind before you even get on the phone or before you even ask somebody. Realize that you're a problem solver. You have something that women want and need and are looking for. And if you don't ask them, then they're going to find it somewhere else. So it's our job to ask. And you just got to totally believe that what you offer is something that people want. So your passion or your lack of passion is going to come through when you ask for the booking. So maybe it's time to just sit down and have a talk with yourself. What was it that attracted you to True Aura? What is it about the True Aura experience that you absolutely love and find joy in? When you can get in touch with that, then you start putting feelings to your passion. And so that's going to come through on the phone. And then remind yourself, what are the most positive responses that you've seen from others, whether it's your own clients or your teammates? What before and after pictures have just wowed you? And so that's what you can get excited about and share. Once you've got your attitude in check, then you need to really do an evaluation. How many people have you actually verbally asked? You know, it's one thing to just throw a post out there or to tell people what you do, but if you don't come right down and say, I would like to come over and treat you to a True Aura pampering session or to a beauty break, if those words have not come out of your mouth, then you really haven't asked. Maybe you're just suggesting. But if you're like a lot of people, they're just waiting for you to ask them. Pam even said this when I was talking with her yesterday. She said, I'm that person. I don't want to just jump in there and do your work for you. I want you to ask me. And when we're in sales, that's part of our job is asking. So you kind of have to step past your comfort zone and say the words. So what words do you say? That's what we're going to cover next. You really need to think about how would you want to be asked? So first of all, you need to be enthusiastic. You need to be authentic. Say words that you would like to hear. Okay, so be real with yourself. You might even share a goal that you've set. As I'm recording this, we have a goal in front of us to earn dinner with Rick Heath. And Pam put out there the parameters, and we have to hold 3 in-person selling situations with 3 guests each. So we need to ask. So it wouldn't hurt to even say to somebody that you're close to, this means so much to me. This is a goal that I've set for myself. I have the opportunity to earn dinner with the president of the company, the CEO and founder of True Aura. It would mean so much to me if you would help me out. So sometimes you can take that approach. Just share what it is you're after. People do want to help other people. Then the other thing is you don't want to be a beggar. I mean, that sounds like the opposite of what I just said. I don't think you come across as begging if you say, this really means a lot to me. I would really love your help. But what you can come across is, how can I help this person? So you think about aspects of their character that you really appreciate or that others appreciate, and you compliment them. You might say something like, you're such a caring person. I know that you are concerned about your friends and their health, and this would allow you the opportunity to share a healthy skincare and beauty line with your friends. You can say something like, I know your friends value your opinion. Every time you get something, your friends want to know where you got it. You're the one that they come to for the latest. And so you're going to be the first in your neighborhood to be able to share True Aura with your friends. I know that people think you're really fun, or that you have fun parties and everybody wants to come. That's why I called you, because you're such a fun person. I would love to spend an hour with you. So you think about, why is it that you had them on your list? Call them, tell them why you were thinking about them, and then you ask for them to schedule with you. The other thing that you need to do is have your dates already in mind. Every time I leave to go do an event, I call them appointment cards, and I just print them out and I write on there my next 6 or 8 available times that I want to fill. And when you're just out and about getting your hair done or picking up your kids from school or whatever it is you're out and about, always know what your next 2 available times are, so that when those conversations do happen, you can say, well, I happen to have next Thursday at 6:30 open. How would that work? And you don't even have to go looking. You already know. You're prepared. The other thing is, in the conversation, you want to go ahead and assume the booking. Instead of saying, if you would, say, when you have 3 guests over, I'm going to give you this. And we especially want to do that when we're trying to reach this goal for dinner with Rick Heath, because we need to have at least 3 guests there. So if you need to give a little something extra to get 3 guests there, then make that clear. When you have 3 guests at your beauty break, then I'm going to have this for you. Sometimes you might need to even suggest certain people. So you call somebody and you know she works at an office with a whole bunch of women. Okay, so that's why you were calling her, because you know she has a lot of contacts. So you're sharing with her what the beauty break is all about. And then you might suggest, what 2 coworkers come to mind when I talk about healthy and natural? You know that there's going to be 2 people in there that stand out as the nature people. Okay, so they're 2 that she's going to want to invite. And then what about your sister? You were saying that she moved back into town recently. I bet she'd love to get together with some ladies. Okay, so you're just helping her to create a guest list by reminding her who's in her life. And if you know her, you probably know at least a couple of people that are in her life. Or in generalities, you can say, well, do you have a neighbor that you sometimes do things with? Or who's your most fun person that you love to hang with? Okay, and so then that creates people in their mind. Or maybe I've done this several times. I'm talking to somebody and I'll say, well, you know who else lives in your town that used to use beauty control? I'll use that a lot of times. And I'll say, do you remember Sue? She used to use beauty control. Maybe she would like to come over and see what True Aura is all about. Okay, so you're just helping them to overcome that objection of, who would I invite? The other thing you need to do is really paint the picture of what we offer. If they've been to a home party before, then they probably have a preconceived idea of what it's all about. Well, we are so different. In fact, nobody has what we have, so you know that it's not going to be the same as anything else that they've ever done. Plus, it's not just a sales pitch and then you get a catalog and you place an order. It's an experience. So just like if you were going to try to convince somebody to go to a movie or to a restaurant that you love, you paint it with words that create an image or a feeling or an experience. So create the experience with the words that you share so that it's so desirable they can't say no. They want to be there. They want to experience it. Then you say, if you were to have a beauty break, were you thinking you would do it with your closest friends and family members, or were you thinking more like your coworkers? So it's a one or the other. they choose what they were thinking. Because probably if you've been talking about it, yeah, they've been thinking. The other thing that you can say is, would it be okay if I shared with you what we're doing for our hostesses in October or for the first 2 weeks of October? And you've got to be excited, enthusiastic. Say something like, I've never had this nice of a hostess plan to share. Can I tell you about it? Okay, so you tell them about it. You might show them what they could earn. If you were to have a beauty break in your home, do you think you'd want to have it with close friends and family? Or were you thinking more coworkers? And then they pick one or the other. Or maybe they'll say, well, maybe a couple of each. Great. And then you can suggest a theme. There's all kinds of themes out there. This time of year, as October and Halloween, I'm not a big Halloween person, but I also always used to call it Ghouls Night Out. G-H-O-U-L-S. Ghouls Night Out. Through the month of October. And maybe they just want to run with that as a fun theme. And they can play it up however they want to, whether it's refreshments or, tell them to come with a mask or, I don't know, something silly like that. But paint the theme. Maybe it's wine and cheese night. Maybe it's Chocoholics night and they serve chocolate. So you can have all kinds of different themes. But once you know what group of people she's wanting to incorporate, then it's good to say, oh, I bet they would love, how about a pajama party? I bet your coworkers would love coming over in their PJs on the weekend, okay? A good group to go back to first are your clients that are already in the TLC program. Because if you look at our hostess program, the TLC people get the best deals. So you can share with them, look, you can get up to 65% discount on the future things that you're wanting. And we have makeup coming out next week. So your TLCs really are the people that you need to target first. They are the ones that need to have 3 to 4 friends over and take advantage of that awesome hostess program. Another thing that you can say is, I'm looking for feedback. This line is so new. I really need some people in the area that have experienced it so I can give some feedback. It would mean so much to me if you could give me the opportunity to share it with you. No obligation, but I would just really value your opinion and your feedback. If you had done home parties before, whether it was with our former company or another company, you can go back to previous hostesses that were really good hostesses and say, you know what, I thought of you. I know you love to have parties. You love to earn free gifts. Wait till I show you this hostess program. I'm in a brand new company. None of your friends have ever been to a True Aura beauty break. They're going to love it. You'll be a fabulous hostess. And so you paint that into her life. When you're out and about, maybe you're at a family event or you're at one of your kids' events, you want to represent, either wear something that's True Aura with a logo or a water bottle with the logo, or have your products on hand. Wear a bold lipstick, bolder than you normally do, so people notice. And probably somebody's going to ask you about it, and it leads right into your 30-second commercial. So if you don't have a really well-established 30-second commercial, this goes hand in hand. As you're asking for the booking, you need to have that 30-second commercial in mind. And maybe you have one that's a little different for scheduling appointments, but be ready with that. And then as you're reaching out, really think about, I'm making this connection to truly connect. There's a reason I want to be with this person. There's a reason that I thought of this person. We are in a relationship business. And so as you're maybe making a phone call or running into somebody, you can say something like, I was just thinking about you this week, and then bring up something personal to them. I remember that you said your daughter was going to have a baby. Has the baby been born? What'd she have? I just had that experience in the grocery store. A gal that used to be my beauty control customer years ago, she just became a grandmother for the first time. And as I was checking out today, she said, Joanna had her baby on Thursday. I got to be there in the delivery room. So that's a personal connection that you're not just calling to market to somebody or seeing somebody to market to them. You're woman to woman making a connection. So be sure that you are reaching out in a personal way that expresses joy and happiness, and you're loving on people. They say that the close people understand love the most when you listen to them. I'm not sure I had that quote right, but being listened to feels like love to people. So create a question, create an opening conversation, and just love on people. That shows your attitude. And then if it comes down to you ask for the booking and they say, you know what, I just don't do that. I just can't. Or I'm just not going to do it. Don't worry about it. That's okay. Why don't you come over to my beauty break? I'm going to be hosting 2 in the next 2 weeks, and I'd love for you to just come on over. No pressure to clean the house or get refreshments. I'm having them at my house. And the thing is, if you have a list of 10 people that you're calling to get bookings, you're probably going to book 2 or 3, which would be great. But then you've got those 7 or 8 others that said no or put you off for whatever reason. You can invite them to yours, and you just built attendance for that. So it kind of works together. This kind of goes with attitude and connecting. Be the person that people want to be with and the person that people want to share their friends with. And on the Zoom last night, I shared about the fitness class that I'm involved in, Refit. I invite people constantly to Refit because I love my class. I know people are going to be welcomed in. I love my instructor. I want people to be with her. So when I'm doing that for my business, I need to realize I need to be like my Refit instructor, where she just loves on everybody. She's very welcoming. People want their friends to come because Deb is so great. Well, I want to be that kind of a hostess. That kind of a consultant that my hostesses are saying things like, oh, you're going to love Tammy. Come on over. She's going to be great. She's going to really make you feel at ease. And then you kind of walk down from there. If the person says no, invite them to your event. If they can't come to that, how about I just come over and give you a little bit of pampering? It'll only take us about 20 minutes. I would just love to share my passion for this product. No obligation, but you might really enjoy it. It's 20 minutes. It's a little break. Okay? And if you still can't get there, then say, I know you're busy. How about this? I have a little test drive bag, full-size products. I will bring it over, give it to you to use in your bathroom like it's your own for 3 days, as long as you would just give me your opinion and your feedback afterwards. How would that be? Okay, and then just wait for them to comment. Okay, I think I shared most of this. Okay, as you're out and about and you've got your 30-second commercial ready, okay, so you run into somebody at the ball game and they say, hey, what's new? What you been up to? How was your summer? Maybe they say, be ready, because that's your time to say, oh, I'm so excited. I just joined this new company called True Aura. You know that my other company closed a year ago. This is unbelievable. I would love to share it with you. And then you go into, you're asking for the booking. I'm really loving it. Maybe you get complimented on that pretty bright lipstick that you're wearing or how glowing your skin looks. Tie that in. You know what? I've been hearing people say that a lot. It's got to be the True Aura. Have I told you about True Aura? And then you start the conversation. And here's another one where you assume the booking. If you were to host a beauty break in your home, would you prefer a weeknight or would it need to be on the weekend? And she says, well, our weekends are so crazy busy. It would probably have to be like a Wednesday or Thursday night. Okay, great. I happen to have next Thursday available at 6:30. Can I put you down? Okay, so you feed right into that. Answering objections. I covered a little bit of that. If people say, well, I just don't know who I would invite. And sometimes it's legitimate. Maybe they just moved in and they really don't know anybody other than maybe the the real estate agent that sold them their house. I've heard stories of the hostess knew nobody but her real estate agent, who happened to be a woman. She invited her over and she brought her sister. There you go. You got a couple of people to get you started. But what you can do is say, if I helped you to brainstorm a guest list, would you be interested then? They probably think they've got to have a whole living room full of people, and they don't. In fact, if they can just come up with 3 people and 1 or 2 of them brought a friend, that's a nice size beauty break right there. Another objection is, I'm just too busy, maybe another time. That's a perfect time to say, well, I do Facebook parties too. What do you think about a Sunday night about 8:30 or 9 o'clock when people are settling in and got their kids to bed? They could just get online and we could do a party online. What do you think of that? Why not, right? Or if they give the objection, my group of friends, we just went to a party last weekend. Oh, really? Did you have a good time? And start a conversation about that. Well, you know what? Our party is so different from any other party. None of your friends have been to a True Aura beauty break, I promise you. Wouldn't it be fun to just get together again? It's a really fun social time, and you can try out the new True Aura product. What do you think? Would you prefer a weeknight or a weekend? Okay, you see how that goes. All right. So just to wrap it up, let me just remind you, it starts with your attitude. Totally believe that you have what people are looking for, and you are the person that's going to give them the best service. Ask. Use your words. Verbally ask specific people to host for you. I went over words to say, starting conversations, thinking about looking at it from their perspective, answering objections. And so let me just close with this thought. This is your closing thought. How many beauty breaks do you need between now and October the 16th to be able to earn that reward? Or to be able to pay yourself what you want to earn in the next 2 weeks? I think Pam put out there about a $375 party average. How many of those do you need to be able to get the paycheck you want in the next 2 weeks? You've got to step out of your comfort zone. Step beyond that. You're going to feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that's okay because the reward is on the other side. And looking back, you're going to be so pleased with yourself that you did step out of that comfort zone. And once you get the first couple of words out, it's going to be easy from there. Check your attitude. Don't drop the ball on these things that are so important to you. And then I promise you, your future and the next 2 weeks are going to look very bright, and you are going to enjoy having your picture taken with the president and CEO of our company at our retreat next weekend. I wish you the very best. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Bye.